Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chris here with WooCurve, and going to show you today how to replace the default WooCommerce checkout page with a handsome checkout template. And I first just want to make sure that we're all on the same page of what we mean by default WooCommerce checkout page. So what I'm talking about, you'll see here, I'm just in our sandbox, and I have added a couple of items to the cart, and I'm reviewing the cart here. And then when I click proceed to checkout, the page that's going to come up, this page here is my default WooCommerce checkout page. So that means it gets applied to virtually every item in my store here. So as I add items to the cart, build my cart, and when I go to checkout, the page I'm going to see is the default checkout page. So now that we are clear on what that page actually is, I want to show you how to build this, because obviously this is a handsome checkout template. This isn't anything that you get out of the box with WooCommerce or any other theme. So let's dive in. I'm going to start with the end in mind a little bit. So if you go to handsome checkout and you go under settings, you can see right here, replace default checkout page with, and then you're going to get a list of the handsome checkout templates that you have created, or the handsome checkout pages you've created. And you can see here, I named one of those just store checkout template, just to make it really easy for me and members of my team to know which template or which page we're using for the default checkout page. And so once you've actually created your template, you will actually come in here into the settings, and you will tell handsome checkout to make this template your default checkout page. So this is where we're headed, and I wanted to show you that up front. And so now let's talk about how we get there. So if I go under all pages, when you do that, you're going to see all the pages that you've created, and you can see we've got some different test pages here. And there are a couple ways to use handsome checkout. If you set up a page that's just for a product, like we have with Hoodie with Zipper, this is a little bit different than using on your default page, because you've actually put the product name here and tied it to the page. So whenever there's a product here in this section, you're not going to be able to use this as your default checkout page. Instead, what you want to do is you want to have a template where this is empty, so that whatever product people are checking out with is what gets automatically put into that checkout page. And it may make a little more sense to you if I just dive right in here. So this is the checkout page that we created for our default template. And if we come in here, this is just like any other handsome checkout page experience. You create a new page, and then we just named it store checkout template, do not edit. But you'll see here that I've got the product section empty, and that's really important because you don't want to put anything there. And we're also using an order bump, and this is the order bump that's going to be shown no matter what product people are checking out with. If you're applying this globally as your checkout page. So set up the order bump. We recommend for the default checkout page to use the multi-product template. It was designed specifically to showcase and show off multiple products in the cart, so that when people check out, they actually see the items that they're buying. You can use any of these if you want for your default checkout page. The process is the same. Just depends on how many products you're selling in your store. And then you would go through and you can edit this like normal. So everything else, setting up the way you set up this template is exactly the same as you would any other handsome checkout page. The most important part is just making sure that you leave this empty for a global application of this to the default WooCommerce checkout experience. So once you've got it set up the way you like, and you've clicked publish, then you would come back over here to settings where we just were, and you want to make sure that it's pointing to this checkout template that doesn't have a product associated with it. And so from there, and then save changes. From there, you are now set up. So basically anytime, and let me see if I can All right, so I'm in my store. So now, if a customer is going through your store, they're adding items to the cart, and let's see, get back out of that. They're adding different items to the cart. Okay, so now if we go to view our cart, so here are all the items that I have in my cart. And I go to proceed to checkout, it's going to show me this checkout page that we just set up, and then here are all the items. And you can see why we recommend the multi-product, just because it does such a nice job of showcasing what is in the what is actually in the cart. So that's how you set up a default checkout page for Handsome Checkout. We do have a solution. It's an add-on called Skip Cart. And some of you, what you may want to do, may be looking for is, let's see here, I may have gone back too far. Let me get back to the store. But some of you might, if you remember, we had that hoodie with zipper. We had that hoodie with zipper checkout page set up inside of Handsome. And so here's that product right there. And we do have a page set up for that. Now, if you want from this point to use that checkout page just for this product, then what you need is an add-on we have called Skip Cart. And the way that Skip Cart works, and I'll cover this in another video, so I'm not going to cover it here, but the way that Skip Cart works is it allows you, let's see, once this gets added to the cart, you can see this is actually, it is working. So we just linked directly to the Handsome checkout page for the hoodie with zipper. So if we go back here, let's see, hoodie with zipper, and we go inside of this checkout page, you can see I've got the two-step applied. And so on that last, let's see if it'll do it again. On this right here, so we've got this button here, it says add to cart. With Skip Cart, you can actually go in and change this. So it says buy now or buy today. And this is a different experience because instead of building your cart, this is just going to link directly to the checkout page. And so what makes this possible is Skip Cart. If you have Handsome Checkout, it was built specifically for this kind of user experience. And in the back end, here is Skip Cart here under WooCommerce, and so here is hoodie with zipper. And if we go in, you can see where it's pointing. And actually, if you want to change that to buy now, you can, and this would update this to say buy now. So that's a little more than I was planning to get into on this default checkout page tutorial. But you hopefully see the process that you go through to set up a global default checkout page for WooCommerce. And then if you want to do individual checkout pages and link from your page, then we can set you up with Skip Cart as the add-on if you don't have it. And that's it. Let us know if you have any other questions, and we'll talk soon.